78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, please share the video. So y'all are not going to believe this, man. We all know by now, unless you've been hiding under a rock or just woke up from a coma, Teofimo Lopez turned down a career high, ridiculous amount of money, $11 million according to Teo. He turned down to not fight Devin Haney in Riyadh season, Saudi Arabia. Teo claims he gave you a bunch of reasons why. One of the reasons why was because Devin is a Muslim and Turkey al-Sheikh's a Muslim, and he doesn't want to fight Devin in a Muslim country. Why can't the fight be in America? But that don't make sense because when Devin was undisputed at 135, or even before Devin was undisputed at 135, you had opportunities to fight Devin then. And you proudly came on camera bragging about how you're going to avoid Devin, how you're going to freeze him out, right? So you've been ducking Devin Haney for like 5 years. I don't understand why you acting like it's because he's with Turkey now and all this stuff. You didn't want to fight Devin when Devin was signed to Top Rank. When Devin was with Dazn, you didn't want to fight him. I got all the videos. I remember when you left. You came over when Dazn, Eddie Hearn bought the rights to that fight you had, and I remember when Dazn brought Devin Haney over to interview. They were trying to build a fight. You were on camera rolling your eyes like, oh, my God, just leave me alone with this guy. Why you keep trying to put me in with this guy? You've been ducking Devin Haney on camera for over 5 years before Turkey even got into boxing. This is baloney. And the fact that fans are allowing this dude to well, I can't say that because a lot of you fans are standing on business and calling him a duck. But there are a certain sector of fans like Sergio Mora, the Latin snake, the fake, who famously defends Ryan Garcia popping dirty, famously says how handsome and good-looking Ryan Garcia is. All right, whatever that means. Sergio Mora says that he did it. Him and Chris Maddox for Dazn were doing a show podcast talking about upcoming boxing matches. And they talked about the boxing news in regards to Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. So Chris Maddox was asking, was saying basically that Teo was ducking Devin Haney. And it just doesn't make sense. Sergio Mora goes on to say, well, it's not a duck. He's trying to avoid using the word duck. It's a smart business move. Haney didn't look good in his last fight. Ooh, he tried all that crap. Chris Maddox, shout out to Chris Maddox. First time I ever seen Chris Maddox really, really press the issue. He cooked Sergio. He said, hold up, man. No. Listen, how is it a smart business move when you turn it down $11 million and who's to say that money is going to be offered for you to fight somebody else? And you insulted Turkey al-Sheikh. Like, what are you talking about? You going to fight Richardson Hitchens and you think you're going to make the same amount of money with Richardson Hitchens versus Devin? And Sergio just kept trying to avoid it. And then finally, Chris Maddox cornered Sergio into saying this. Let me play this a little bit here. I don't want to play too much.
After Teofimo Lopez, from what I was told, just woke up one morning and decided that he didn't want the fight. I talked to Devin Haney this week. He said he's done with it. He's moving on. Sergio, we talk about ducks a lot here on the show. Is this an example of a duck?
It's hard to call Teofimo Lopez a duck. We just finished talking about Vasily Lomachenko. Who's the man that fought him when no one wanted to fight?
That's cap. Because Devin Haney was calling out Lomachenko before Teo was. See how they try to rewrite history? He talking about who's the man who wanted to fight Lomachenko when nobody else did. No, Devin Haney wanted to fight Lomachenko for years before he got that opportunity.
When Lomachenko was still at his peak and beat him, that's Teofimo Lopez. So you can't call Teo a duck for doing this, especially since Haney's not a puncher. Haney is not someone that people will consider as a devastating or scary.
What does that have to do with ducking? What does that have to do? Listen, everything he's saying right now is complete cap, and you're going to see why later. He said you can't call him a duck because Haney's not a puncher. So you only duck punchers? Come, watch. He lying, but you're going to see. Chris Maddox going to get him.
Opponent. Now, that's for the majority of people. But if you're Teofimo Lopez, and me and you always talk about this, what gives Teo issues? Movers, guys with a good jab, high fight IQ. So you can play both sides of the fences. Did he duck or didn't he duck? I'm going to say no. Because I think Teofimo's cut from the cloth of the guy who would fight anyone and can beat anyone when prepared and mentally there. Now, if he's not mentally there, then a guy like Haney can easily outbox him. So I wouldn't go as far as to say Duck.
So he's not mentally there for a guy like Haney, but he is mentally there for a Terrence Crawford. He is mentally there for a Boudron Boots Ennis. Man, cut it out.
Last time I said that Boots, when he didn't want to fight Virgil Ortiz, I said that it was kind of a faux gras. I'm not even gonna go there. I just think this didn't make sense in a business standpoint. It didn't make sense for him stylistically.
How didn't it make sense from a business standpoint if you're getting $11 million from Turkey Al Sheikh to fight Devin Haney, the same guy who y'all say is chinny, he's washed, he's pillow-fisted? That's what y'all say. If y'all believe that, then why would you take $11 million?
And to be honest with you, Devin Haney didn't turn no heads in his last performance either.
Go with the
so what does it matter if he doesn't fight him next? Because Haney's not hot commodity right now. So I just think this was strategic and a business decision by Teofimo Lopez, not a duck.
Okay, he just said it's not a duck because it was strategic and business decision because Haney wasn't turning any heads in his last performance. I'm so sick of the cap, y'all. Turkey Al Sheikh is the bag man. This is the plug. He is the one paying you. You don't have to sell the pay-per-view. You don't have to convince people to come buy the fight. So all this, his style was not appealing to the fans. You're getting the money up front from Turkey. Stop lying.
I agree with you that Teofimo has earned some benefit of the doubt given his past willingness to fight anyone, anytime, anywhere. You're 100% right. He stepped in against Vasily Lomachenko to fight for the undisputed 135-pound championship, basically during COVID.
Yeah, but he wasn't the only one who
less
wanted
money than he could have made if he had waited, fought somebody else, fought in a packed house, probably left 7 figures on the table, but wanted that fight, wanted to prove he was better than Lomachenko. That will always be the high point, at least at this point, of Teofimo Lopez's career. But it doesn't make business sense, Sergio, to pass on this fight. This was a Riyadh season card. I don't know what the exact numbers would have been for Teofimo to fight Devin Haney, but
$11 million out of Teo's own mouth. He turned it down. Because apparently for Boots, he was going to get almost double that, okay, to fight Boots. So I guess he's going to get $20 million, according to Teo, to fight Boots. And then it just amazes me how these guys be so connected to boxing, interviewing fighters, and yet they still don't be knowing what they're talking about. I don't get it. For the life of me, I don't get how us YouTubers know more than them. But anyway, according to Teo, he was going to get $20 million to fight Boots. And when Boots turned down the fight, Boots didn't want to fight him. Turkey offered him $11 million to fight Devin. What you think Turkey or whoever going to offer you to fight Richards and Hitchens, bro?
It would have been a career-high payday. There's no doubt about that. It would have been millions of dollars, low to mid 7 figures to fight Devin Haney. There's nothing smart business-wise about Teofimo Lopez walking away from this fight because what is he walking to? What is out there for him right now that makes any sense at 140 pounds? You're going to make a unification fight with Richards and Hitchens? If Hitchens beat Kambosos, good fight. Not going to pay anywhere near as much as a fight against Devin Haney. And let's not forget, Teofimo was willing to go all the way to 147 to fight Boots Ennis. He had no problem with that fight. But when it came time to sign the contract to fight Devin Haney, he walked away from it. I think
that's right.
It is a duck. I think it's as simple as that. It is a decision by Teofimo to not fight Devin Haney for a big payday and in a high visibility type of fight. Meet Tim. He runs a business.
All right, so
real estate investors.
Hold on 1 second here. Let me turn on this advertisement's playing. So now that's what Chris Mannix had to say about the situation. Now he's going to press he's going to press Sergio Mora because Sergio Mora is playing Mr. Cleanup for Teofimo Lopez here.
Nah, man, choose a different word. You're the writer. Break out your thesaurus. This isn't a duck. This isn't a duck. This is a business first. This is a business first. And Teofimo Lopez.
What are you talking about? Why do you keep saying business first? Like, explain that. Like, why is this a good business decision for Teofimo?
Now here come. Now you see how he cornered him. Watch Sergio now be forced to tell the truth.
Lopez.
Because Teofimo Lopez has made the right decisions at 135. He became undisputed at 140. He knows his limits. I mean, when it comes,
he became undisputed at 140. What kind of lies are you telling here? He made the right decisions at 135. He became undisputed at 140. No, he didn't. What is this dude talking about?
On to it when he's on point and he's mentally prepared, like he was in his last fight. His last fight, he probably was the best fighter out of all those names in Times Square. He probably looked the best. He didn't get the knockout, but he probably looked the best against a hell of a good fighter, undefeated fighter, in Barboza. I just think Teofimo moves and marches to the beat of his own drum, and it's an awkward, unorthodox drum. But that's what makes him special, right? So drum. I'm not going to begin to put myself in his shoes because he's just a little bit too.
You haven't explained. You haven't answered my question. Why is this a good business?
Getting there. I'm getting there.
Why is walking away
Why is this a business?
Money? You're filibustering. Answer the question.
Because he probably can't beat Devin Haney.
There it is. Now
That's right, Sergio. Took you a while to get there, but you got there because he can't beat Devin Haney. You see how these dudes lie? You see how people will dance around something when the truth is the truth? You see how Sergio Mora was willing to slander Devin Haney and call him boring and he didn't do this and that. But when his partner cornered him and said, bro, cut the cap and just tell me what it is, he probably can't beat Devin Haney. Okay, facts. So this is what has happened historically to black fighters like Devin Haney since the Black Murderers Row days, or before then, way before the Black Murderers Row, way before then. Only certain black fighters get the opportunities to come out and be these superstars like that. A lot of talented guys like Charlie Burley and others were avoided. Now, Devin Haney is not avoided like Charlie Burley was, but you get what I'm saying. This is just sad business, y'all. It really is. It's terrible. Terrible on the part of Sergio Mora and the boxing fans that keep trying to defend Ryan Garcia and keep trying to defend Teofimo Lopez. Ryan Garcia, this man cheated Devin Haney and got praised by fans for a year. People drag Devin Haney. Then Ryan Garcia comes back. Turkey finna pay Ryan and Devin a boatload of money for a rematch. Oscar's begging Ryan not to do it. Ryan goes in there clean because part of his condition was for him to take vital testing year round. Ryan, well, he had not year round, but take vital testing while he's training. Ryan had to come into the fight against Rolly Romero clean, and Rolly Romero should be thanking Devin Haney because it was Devin Haney who put that stipulation in that Ryan had to be clean for the Sergio Mora fight. For the Rolly Romero fight and for the Devin Haney fight for the rematch to happen. Ryan came in there clean. He looked horrible. His body didn't look the same, and he got dealt with. Okay. Now he's making up excuses, talking about he's taking some time off for the whole year. You got to have hand surgery, shoulder surgery. This is a bunch of cap, bro. A bunch of cap. So, Sergio Mora defended that. Fans defended that. Now you got Teofimo Lopez out here blatantly ducking Devin Haney because he doesn't believe he can beat Devin Haney's style. Teofimo Lopez is on the record just, a month ago, saying that Devin Haney fights like Floyd Mayweather. And he said it in a dissing way. Then he runs to Floyd Mayweather gym and kicks Floyd behind, and Floyd allows him to do it. This is unbelievable. So that's my 2 cents on the matter. Y'all let me know what y'all think. 78 Sports TV. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash that like button, share the video. We're out of here. Deuces.